International concern this hour over a new coronavirus variant that scientists say could be more infectious than previous strains.
The WHO has now named this variant Omicron.
They're also stressing that there is still a lot we don't yet know about this new variant.
The thing that's concerning scientists is the number of mutations this new variant contains, particularly in the spike protein, which is the bit of the virus that it uses to lock onto human cells and infect them. Just within the spike protein, it contains more than 30 mutations. And within the specific part of the spike protein that binds to the ACE2 receptor that's found on human cells, there are 10 mutations. Now, just for comparison, the Delta variant has 2 mutations in that receptor binding domain. Some of them seem to make it easier for the virus to infect cells, meaning it will be more contagious, more transmissible. And that potentially means that you need less virus to trigger an infection in somebody. The other key worrying thing is that some of these mutations have been associated with more immune escape from antibodies that have been generated through previous infection or vaccination. The existing immune responses we have, those antibodies and those T-cell responses, they've come about through our immune cells looking at the spike protein and creating these immune cells that target specific bits of that protein, which may mean that if you've got antibodies from a previous infection, you're more likely to be reinfected with Omicron. And also if you've been double vaccinated, those vaccines will probably still work to some degree, but they may not be as effective as they were. The good news is that even a heavily mutated spike protein is still the virus's spike protein. It can't completely change that spike protein because that will no longer latch onto human cells. So there's a limit to how much the virus can change its proteins. Even if the virus has changed, 30 bits of that spike protein, there are still going to be some antibodies and there are still going to be some T cells that recognize different bits of that protein. So it's still really, really, really important that people go and get their vaccine. And what's also really important is boosters. Because of the mutations this variant contains, it has the potential to be really, really bad. We're not actually going to know how bad for a few weeks. We don't know for sure if it's going to be resistant to the vaccines or not. Those experiments are being done now, and it's going to take a little while to find out the answers. What we need to do is buy ourselves some time and restrict transmission of this variant so that if it turns out that it is really, really bad and the thing that we've all been worrying about, then it's not all over the place already. The more we can prevent transmission now, the better it's going to be if it does turn out to be a really nasty variant.